So capital budgeting is made up of two words, that is called capital and budgeting. So the formula for ARR is average income divided by the average investment. So as we are doing the straight line method, so it will be the same for all year 4,80,000. So whatever the cash inflows we are going to get, so that will be considered as profit before tax. Hello students, how are you all? I hope so you're doing good. So I welcome you to the financial management session. So in today's session, we are going to talk about Unit 4, Investment Decisions, Capital Budgeting. So before I start with the calculation part and as well as the theory part, so let me give my brief introduction. I'm Vaishnavi, Faculty of Commerce from Vidyashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we'll see today's agenda. So first we are going to learn about the basic concept, theoretical concept of capital budgeting, that is meaning of capital budgeting. And next we'll try to understand what are the methods of capital budgeting. And next we'll do the calculation of capital budgeting methods. So we'll start with the basic introduction, capital budgeting. Okay. So we'll see the meaning first. So capital budgeting is made up of two words, that is called capital and budgeting. So in this context, so capital budgeting or capital expenditure is a spending of funds for large expenditures like purchasing fixed assets, equipments, repairs, or to have any kind of fixed asset equipments, research, development, expansion, and etc. So budgeting is setting the target for projects to ensure maximum profitability. So in a together concept, we can understand it. So capital budgeting is a kind of a technique where finances or financial manager usually adopt in order to find a better object or in order to find a better project so that they can get a maximum profit on the investments for the longer purpose, like the purchase of machinery, equipment, or any repairs or any fixtures are being purchased, etc. For the purpose of getting the positive or the profitability on the concept or on the project, so the capital budgeting is being used. So we'll see the methods of capital budgeting. So under that first method is accounting rate of return. So accounting rate of return is the average net income an asset is expected to generate divided by its average capital. So it has been expressed as annual percentage. So accounting rate of return is all about finding out the annual percentage on a project. So how much annual net income it is going to get on the project based on the total initial investment that has been made by the financial manager. So the ARR is a formula is used to make capital budgeting decisions. So these typically include situations where companies decide whether to proceed with a specific investment, that is a project or acquisition, etc., based on the future net earnings expected compared to the capital cost. So as I have told, it is a kind of a technique that has been used by the financial marketers or financial managers in order to analyze the capital budgeting or in order to analyze the total net earnings what the project is going to get based on the initial investments what you have made in order to get the maximum profitability. So the formula for ARR is average income divided by the average investment. Next is NPV method. So this is a kind of mostly wide used method for evaluating the capital investment proposals. So in this technique, cash inflows that is expected at different periods of time is discounted at a particular rate. So the present value of the cash inflow compared to the original investment. So NPV is about finding out the discounted cash flow. That means in future how much amount you are going to get and what is the present value of that amount in the current present time value. So based on that you are going to finding out on the cash flows and it has been compared to the original investment. So if you have got a positive, then the project needs to be accepted. If you have got rejected, then the NPV values are in a negative way. So this is how you calculate the net present value method. Next method is profitability index method. It is a ratio of the present value of future cash benefits at the required rate of return to the initial cash outflows of the investment. So it is about the ratio of present value of future present value of future cash inflows based on the required rate of return on the initial cash outflow of the investment. It may be gross profitability or net profitability. So the formula for calculation of profitability is here. So present value of cash inflows divided by the initial cash outlay. Next is payback period method. So the name itself we can understand. So the how much percentage or how much amount has been getting back or been paid back based on the investment that you have made on a particular project. So this method is basically for understanding the time period for how many years or for how many months your initial investment will be paying back from the project. So the name itself we can understand, the method refers to the period in which proposal will generate cash to recover the initial investment made. So as I've told, it is a period calculation wherein you can analyze how much initial investment is being returned back in a period of time. So it is purely emphasizes on the cash inflows, economic life of the project and the investment made in the project. So with the no consideration and no time we have money. So the payback period formula is cash outlay divided by the annual cash inflow. So these are the important methods that that is important for your final examination also. So the 4 important methods that you need to learn for your examination purpose. So we'll try to understand with the example of a question. Okay, so we can read it. So ABC Limited Company is considering an investment proposal of a new project costing rupees 25 lakhs. So ABC company is want to invest into a new project and the cost of the project is 25 lakhs with an estimated life of 5 years with 1 lakh salvage value. Then assume the corporate tax rate is 30%. So the project value is 5 years and the salvage value in the sense that is scrap value is 1 lakh. So assume the corporate tax rate that they are going to pay is 30%. The estimated cash inflows before depreciation and tax are as follows. So these are the before depreciation, cash inflows before depreciation and before tax. So for the 5 years we have got 8 lakh, 8 lakh 40, 9 lakh, 10 lakh 60,000 and 11 lakh. So we are supposed to calculate the project returns based on the payback period method, based on the ARR method, net present value method, profitability index method at 10% discount rates. So the present value factor for net present value factors for 1 to 5 years, here they have given 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 0.68, 0.621 respectively. So these factors will be used for calculation of the net present value. So we'll start with the solution first. So first we'll write the year. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So next we'll write the values that is given in the question. So those are the cash inflows before depreciation and before tax. So for the first year we have got 8 lakh. In second year 8 lakh 40,000. Then third year we have got 9 lakh. Then fourth year 10 lakh 60,000. And last year is 11 lakh. Okay. So for the calculation of the depreciation, so we'll be having a small formula. So I'll write here. So depreciation formula is equals to total investment minus salvage value divided by the estimated life of machine. Okay. So depreciation, in order to calculate it, so the formula total investment minus salvage value divided by the estimated life of the machine. So total investment is 25 lakh and salvage value, it is given in the question. So if you can see here, salvage value is 1 lakh and total investment is 25 lakh. So 25 lakh minus 1 lakh divided by 5. So overall depreciation will get 4 lakh 80,000. So this is how you calculate depreciation if the depreciation method is straight line method. So 4 lakh 80,000 is the depreciation. So we'll write here first 4,80,000. So as we are doing the straight line method, so it will be the same for all year 4,80,000. Okay, so if we deduct it from 8 lakh to 4,80,000, so we'll get 3,20,000. So if we deduct the cash inflows less depreciation, so whatever the cash inflows we are going to get, so that will be considered as profit before tax. So 8,40,000 minus 4,80,000. So we'll get 3,60,000. Okay. Then 9 lakh minus 4,80,000. We'll get 4,20,000. Then 10,60,000 minus 4,80,000. We'll get 5,80,000. So 11 lakh minus 4,80,000 will get 6,20,000. Okay. So these are the values that are being considered as profit before tax. Now next step, we have to deduct the tax. At tax rate, it is given in the question at 30%. 3,20,000 into 30%. So we'll get 96,000. Okay. Then 3,60,000 into 30%, we'll get 1,08,000. So 4,20,000 into 30%, we'll get 1,26,000. Then 5,80,000 into 30%, we'll get 1,74,000. Then 6,20,000 into 30%, we'll get 1,86,000. Okay. So next we have to deduct these values from the profit before tax values. So 3,20,000 minus 96,000. So we'll get 2,24,000. Then 3,60,000 minus 1,80,000. So we'll get 2,52,000. Next 4,20,000 minus 1,26,000. We'll get 2,94,000. Next 5,80,000 minus 1,74,000. We'll get 4,06,000. Then 6,20,000 minus 1,86,000. We'll get 4,34,000. Okay. So for the calculation of the payback period and as well as for the NPV, so we need the cash inflows, so before depreciation and after tax. So we have deducted the depreciation here. So in order to get the cash inflow, so we have to add the depreciation back. So then only we can get the cash inflows before depreciation but after tax. So depreciation we have already calculated. So whatever the cash inflows after depreciation after tax, to that we have to add the depreciation. So 2,24,000 plus 4,80,000 will get 7,04,000. Next 2,52,000 plus 4,80,000 will get 7,32,000. Next 2,94,000 plus 4,80,000 will get 7,74,000. Next 4,06,000 plus 4,80,000, so we'll get 8,86,000. Next 4,34,000 plus 4,80,000 will get 9,40,000. So if you add all the cash inflows, so we'll get a total of 16,10,000. 10,000. So this is how we calculate the cash inflows before depreciation after tax. So this table value is needed for calculation of the payback period method and NPV method. So we'll start with the payback period method first. So the name I have explained here, the payback period method is a time period where the initial investment that has been made, that should be get or returned back after a period of time. So that will be called as the payback period method. So in order to calculate that, so we need to first find out after how many years the initial investment of 25 lakhs will be coming back. So for the first year, so we are getting a cash inflow of 7,04,000. Then for the second year, we are getting an investment of 7,32,000. So if we add both the years, so we are getting a cash flow of 14,36,000. So still we have not reached the mark of 25 lakh. So what we'll do, we'll add the next year profit, that is 7,74,000. So we have got a total inflow of 22,10,000 here. Okay, so we need an investment of 25 lakhs. So we have invested 25 lakhs, but within 3 years we have got an amount of 22,10,000. So for the calculation of payback period, so initially it is going to take how many years? Initially it is going to take 1 to 3rd year, and we are going to get the excess amount from the 4th year. So write 3 years first. 3 years plus, still we need how much amount? So we have got already 22,10,000 minus 25 lakh. So we still need 2,90,000. That 2,90,000 we are going to get on the 4th year. So write 2,90,000 divided by, so what is the cash inflow for the 4th year? That is 8,86,000. So 8,86,000 into 12. Okay, so 3 years plus, so let's divide 2,90,000 divided by 8,86,000 into 12. So we'll get 3.9. So overall the payback period is 3.39 years. Okay, so you can further simplify it as 3 years, 3 months, and for 9 days we can calculate it into 30. So 0.9 into 30, so we'll get 27. So overall the actual period of getting the payback amount is 3 years, 3 months and 27 days. So this is how you calculate the payback period. Next we have to calculate the ARR. So ARR formula, average income divided by average or initial investment into 100. So for the calculation of average income, we need to use the table values. So here we have calculated table values. So for that we have to take the profit after taxation and after depreciation. So let's add all this. So 2,24,000 plus 2,52,000 plus 2,94,000 plus 4,06,000 plus 4,34,000 divided by total how many number of years we have got? We have got 5 years. So we'll add all those 2,24,000 plus 2,52,000 plus 2,94,000 plus 4,06,000 plus 4,34,000. So we'll get a total of 16,10,000 divided by 5. So we are getting an average income of 3,22,000. So as per the formula, so ARR is equals to average income is 3,22,000 divided by average investment is the initial investment. So that is 25 lakh into 100. So we'll divide it 3,22,000 divided by 25 lakh into 100. So we'll get a percentage of 12.88%. So this is the average rate of return for the project. So next we have to calculate the NPV. So for that we need the cash inflows before depreciation and after tax. So we'll write down the cash inflows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the cash inflow is 7,04,000. Then 7,32,000. Then 7,74,000. Then 8,86,000. And 9,14,000. So the PV factor at 10%. So it has been given in the starting. So 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, then 0.68, then 0.621. Okay, so this is given in the question. This is the table value. So present value of cash flow, we have to multiply it. So 7,04,000 into 0.909. So we'll get 6,39,936. Then 7,32,000 into 0.826 will get 6,04,632. Then 7,74,000 into 0.751. So we'll get 5,81,274. Then 8,86,000 into 0.68 will get 6,02,480. Then 9,14,000 into 0.621 will get 5,67,594. Okay, so if we add all that, 6,39,000 plus 6,04,000 plus 5,81,274 plus 6,02,480 plus 5,67,594. So we'll get a total of 29,94,348. Okay, so that is the present value. So less we have to deduct the total present value of the cash outflows. That is the 25 lakh. So 29,94,348 minus 25 lakh will get 4,94,348 as the net present value. So next we'll calculate the profitability index. So the formula is equals to net present value of cash inflow divided by the net present value of cash outflow into 100. So the net present value of cash inflow we have got 29,94,348 divided by the net present value of cash outflow is 25 lakh into 100. So we'll get 29,94,348 divided by 25 lakh into 100. So we'll get 119%. So this is how we calculate the profitability index. So in the coming session, so we'll talk with the working capital management. So we'll talk about the basic meaning, theoretical meaning of the working capital management, types of working capital management, sources of working capital management, and we'll also do the calculation part of the working capital management. All these are the important topics for your final examination as well. So the today's session, the calculation of the capital budgeting methods is quite important for your final examination. You will be expecting that for your 15 marks. So same as well as with the working capital management. So we'll try to solve those kinds of problems in the coming session. So I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you so much.